Hello everybody, it's Wrestling Rant. It's a Sunday, which of course means you're in for your weekly dosage of me yapping in its orchestrated time slot. Ha! This week, I was originally going to do a rant, just because I thought it would be a good idea, on how to define a legend, because it's obviously something which is quite debatable to have. However, this week had something momentous happen in the WWE universe, which has kind of turned the wrestling fan base on its head a little bit. Because this week, the 26th rant will be documented on CM Punk and the unexpected return. Yes, I ended up ripping off a title of a Harry Potter book in some form or way for the title of this rant. And in most cases, it's the IWC's response, because if you have been living under a rock for the last week, if you have not had access to the internet, or your DVR Sky Plus, or you just haven't watched Raw, then you will not know that CM Punk returned to Raw this past week. Now, I couldn't be any happier, because Punk's back. Epic music. And that is in the form of Cult of Personality, which is a fantastic song. And I literally, if you saw my reaction vid last Monday, I was on top of the world. However, some people just look at this and basically I've gone on the internet in the last week to forums, to wrestling news sites with comment sections. I've got the WrestleZone.com and British Fist Universe's Facebook feeds. I have Chairshot Reality's Facebook feed. I have, I believe, 24 Wrestling's as well. And the thing is, what boggled me most is there are two different lines to this. Some were saying, and most of them were stating, "Oh, it's way too soon. WWE have rushed it. They have basically taken the storyline and pulled the bull by its horns and said, okay, we're going to unleash it now." And people are pissing themselves in horror. They're saying, no, WWE has ruined this. They're ridiculously stupid and they're going to continue making stupid mistakes. And there have been some people on the other side of the argument who are saying it was perfectly timed and everything seems right. And you know what? I agree with those people in the latter. You know why? Well, not just because I'm a giant Punk fan and I wouldn't mind seeing him back earlier than later. But you fans, you members of the IWC, who were complaining, who ripped WWE to shreds in the last week, we're probably thinking, oh, it was way too soon. Make it longer and elongate it so it can have a bit more of effect to it. Well, the thing is, it couldn't have been possible, because if they drew it out longer, you all would still be complaining. There would still be a problem. You'd be waiting like 4 or 5 months, 6 months later, near the end of the year, near Christmas, and you'd be saying, oh, can WWE please give me a great Christmas present and have CM Punk come back? You'd all be complaining that it's been too long, that you've waited long enough, they've got to bring this to an end. It's what's happened with the anonymous GM angle, for God's sake. And this is the problem. If something goes on too long, you complain. If something goes on too short, you complain. And you're waiting for the perfect window of opportunity. Right? Now here's what I would have done. If I was the creative in the back, trying to figure out how to do this, I would have done this angle after SummerSlam. Say, Hell in a Cell, even Night of Champions. Hell, Night of Champions would have been a good place to do it in September. And I thought, September, good idea. Have him do this, leave with the title, and then have him come back at the Royal Rumble. It would give 2 or 3 months, October, November, December, and that's including the last bit of September is 4 months, practically, basically just about 4 months, right? And he comes back at the Royal Rumble. That would be perfect. And because we're coming up to SummerSlam, though, is the one problem we have with this. Because WWE wants to keep the momentum on this hot as hell. This thing was the biggest thing to happen to wrestling in years. The people, even ESPN have been reporting on CM Punk, that it's been everywhere. It has been absolutely everywhere. Wrestling fans have been talking about it who haven't been fans for years. And this is the thing. The fact that he actually won was a shock enough to the system. The fact that he actually returned so soon was an even bigger shock. Because if you think about it this way, the way they did it was perfect. Because Vince McMahon in the storyline sense, giving Punk all he wanted, knew that the system would not change, and therefore he wouldn't be able to get what he wanted and wouldn't accept the deal, right? He ambushed Comic-Con, which was a piece of marketing genius, not just for Comic-Con, but for WWE itself. And the fact is that the Triple H did say, in his own words, if you give me a ring, we will sort things out. And the thing is, like I said, if they kept it on for too long, we would wonder, has he actually bothered to re-sign? Okay? And I look at this in this way. Punk saw this idea, this opportunity for Triple H, and said, okay, this is a new guy. He's not gonna do what Vince has done, and then basically stop at a limit and not go any further. He's gonna be willing to bend over backwards as the COO to bring in a talent who is not only on legitimate fire in the best run of his career, but is one of the best wrestlers pound for pound in the world. I think if there was any other team, if it was, say, Chelsea with their big money, or Man City with their big money, and they found a football player in, say, in Eastern Europe or South America or Asia, and this guy was, of course, a money grabber as he would try and get as much money as they could, as much stuff as they could, so they could work in an environment where they would not feel like it was hostile every 2 fucking minutes. That, in a storyline sense, Triple H did the same. He knew it was the right thing to do. And plus, I bet on Raw, after seeing JR and John Morrison come back, you were thinking, that's it. But then the fact to see him come back, to see Punk come back, was a shock. Because, thing is, if it was going on for ages, you'd notice, from Money in the Bank onwards, Raw being declined because Punk wasn't on the show. You'd feel it's just business as usual. You wouldn't notice that since Punk has either been gone for a week or been on the roll, so to speak, the Raw has been unmissable. Raw has been unmissable, and we kind of realise now how shit SmackDown is because of how good Raw's been recently. Sure, the audience figures haven't been that good to match with our enthusiasm, but we still get the idea. And I think the IWC just need to calm the fuck down. Because we did this, you lot did this, when the Orton Christian thing sprung up. You went ballistic. You ripped everyone to shreds, and you still are doing it with this angle, saying that it was done too soon, they've rushed it, they've botched it, and everything is going to go to hell. Well, you know what? I was perfectly happy. I managed to think about why they might have done it this soon for both scenarios, and I came up with a legitimate point. And this is where I don't consider myself part of the IWC, because I don't rush to conclusions on things. I look at the scenario in a full picture, look at the discrepancies, and look and think why they have done a specific thing. And the Christian idea worked full point. Turning him heel was what happened, and it did it. This cements Punk's face turn and gives us something unexpected, plus gives us a reason for why Triple H, as the COO in storyline, has to re-sign him. I thought that up with my own head. And that is why I wasn't pissed off, but more or less I was so happy. So, this is a message in point blank to the entire IWC who were pissed off. There are people who weren't angry at this. Tip my hat off to you. You guys have a sense of thought about you. You realise something and go, yeah, it was good. It's sure, it was a bit early, but I can let it slide. All you other people, though, all you other members of this internet wrestling community who are quick to rip people apart, I got one little message for you. Remember what happened in my 15 Minutes of Fame video last time round? I said the PG could stand for pretty good, right? This was FI. Fucking incredible, okay? This was probably the best thing they could have done. Because like I said before, if it went longer, you'd be pissed off. If it was stretched out even for a bit... Thing is, because of SummerSlam, they needed something big to marquee it. What is bigger at the moment than Cena, CM Punk? Nothing. What is bigger than CM Punk versus the WWE? Nothing. So, what are they going to do? Marquee Del Rio Cena at this point? It's not going to be big enough. Because that's why they had to do it now. To put SummerSlam on the map. Because I could tell that SummerSlam is not going to be too good based on the SmackDown match. Yeah. Christian Randy Orton, no holds barred, big whoop. So you know what? All you IWC guys who went mental, I will tell you this. Next time something like this happens, Please, just learn to grow a brain and show some patience towards this stuff. Because whatever you say, ranting about it, this is what the IWC has come down to. Where we just rant, complain. Yeah, I rant and I do complain, but I do it within a bit of measure and a bit of control. Alright? That's what I do these videos for. I don't just go, oh, this is awful, blah, blah, blah. I have reasons to back up what I say and do. And the thing is, you people who do go on and say whenever something like this happens, and you know if you do it, you'll know. You just go, this sucks, this is awful, we should just get rid of it now. Sure, I say like that to Rey Mysterio, but that's just a blatant, honest truth coming from my opinion and orchestrated in such a fine way that you understand why. And seriously, another thing's going to happen. I bet when Punk loses the title in unceremonious circumstances, or something big happens next time, you're all going to... The people of the IWC who don't really let their brains calculate these things out are going to go on this complaint train all over again. I'm just going to say, just don't bother. Just shut your mouths, stop typing, put the thoughts into perspective, and you will not find what WWE does in your minds so blood-curdlingly bad. Alright? Because this moment, CM Punk coming back, was a great thing. And if you don't understand, even after what I've said, why it's not, then what the hell are you doing as part of the IWC if you even listen to a train of thought, which is really quite a good one, and you think, oh, this guy's just talking shit, because my opinion on how it is, being really, really crap, is the opinion. Well, you know what? You can fuck yourselves. Honest opinion here. But this is the thing. This is why I don't consider myself part of the IWC, because I am a person who can think things through. Because a typical IWC guy is a person who just goes off and shoots his mouth off at something with no intelligible thought of concentration and ideal opinion. And that's one thing that this is all again demonstrated. That the IWC members, I know there are a lot of you who are not the typical IWC member, and I will sympathise, you are out of the picture completely. But those people who do complain a lot, you are too quick to criticise. You are too quick to think things through without coming up with a logical opinion. And the same thing happened here. I am happily welcoming Punk back. I can't wait for Raw on Monday night. And if you can't look forward to Raw on Monday, knowing this has just taken place, then why the hell are you even watching? Because that just does not make sense. And so, Punk, with your unexpected return and all, well done, and welcome back to the E, where all these fans around the world, the millions of fans, are going to be cheering you on to whoop that red, white, and blue Vince McMahon ass-kissing man at SummerSlam. You know it, and we all do as well. And guys, that is my rant for this week. You want to add me on Facebook? Link is in the description. You want to hear more from me? You want to get more videos on demand whenever, with this Raw reactions, SmackDown reactions, in the news, flashbacks, all kinds of things. Click that subscribe button up there if you haven't already. And basically, you want to air your views too? Comment section is where it's at. Everybody, I'll be back next week, I believe, with my next news bulletin. But after that, I'm going to do a little special tidbit on SummerSlam, as it'll only be a week away at that point, as to why WWE believes they should hold SummerSlam in Los Angeles. I'm going to look at this and think, what are the reasons why? And that'll be something interesting, because it's something that people document a lot, so let's hope. So remember, Facebook, subscribe, like, comment, and stay healthy, because this cold is still here weeks later. And guys, I'm going to do my next flashback on WrestleMania 21, which I bet some of you are going to be very happy about. That is happening sometime in August. I don't know when. Also, you want to add some Q&A questions? Click my channel somewhere in this area, and you can then answer questions on my question and answer moderator. They'll be in the video in August. So guys, I'm waiting for more questions. Hope you can give them to me. I've been Queen Crazy, you've been people watching, and I am ready to fall asleep in about 5 minutes because I am actually really mega fucking tired. See you guys next time. Have a good week.